Oh man, guys, it's David Vos here, and it is a beautiful day here in Alabama. Hope you're having a wonderful day where you are. Guys, I come across this article, this newsworthy phenomenon coming out of China, and this is a piece that's coming directly from the Chinese government. It's direct, straight from the horse's mouth. And it's being studied by scientists all over the world because it's a big problem, of course. We find some sheep just going around and around in a circle, and that's been documented. We've got it filmed. They've been going around for 24 days. They're still going. Nobody knows why, but some think it's Diablos. And the Chinese government says, no, it's not Diablos. These sheep, which represents you, you're going around and around and around. And we got the solution for you because it's some kind of crazy disease. It just broke out in a sheep pen, and now it's gone over the rails, and it's probably spreading, and it's already getting to America soon. Coming to America soon, according to Billy the Gatekeeper. We don't know, but this thing could be spreading, so we've got to study it, and all the scientists are studying, and I'm not joking with you. And this is the truth. Or my name isn't Orville Redenbacher. Of course it's not, but that's beside the point. Something is really going on. I know this, I may come off a little flippant here, as though, I'm discrediting the whole thing before we even report what we're discrediting. But I'm not actually. I'm really serious about this. This is actually something that's going on. It's a huge phenomenon. Sheep going around and around. In pen number 13, by the way. There's 34 different pens they could be in, and all the other sheep are just fine, but this one in this corral number 13 is going crazy. And so we've got all the scientists of the world studying it, and they got a new medication coming out soon. Now, don't worry. They got this all taken care of. They're going to have their little medication stations in every location. Yeah, that rhymes. It's probably an ad they slipped in here. And so stay tuned for your regularly scheduled programming. However, the sheep probably got a bacterial disease. And they're just sure it's going to spread, right? But here, let me just read the article here for you, so you know what I'm talking about. It says the eerie video, which was posted on Twitter last week by the Chinese state-run outlet, People's Daily. This is not some TikTok from some viewer scam. This is the Chinese state-run outlet, People's Daily. It shows dozens of animals marching around and around on a farm in China's remote Inner Mongolia region. The tweet accompanying the creepy footage assured viewers that the sheep are healthy, and the experts suggest there also could be a very natural reason behind the animal's striking behavior, which has unnerved and mystified people around the world. It looks like the sheep are in the pen for long periods, and this might lead to stereotypic behavior with the repeated circling due to frustration about being in the pen and limited, said Matt Bell, a professor at Department of Agriculture at Hartpury University in Gloucester, England, to Newsweek. Then the other sheep join as they are flock animals and bond or join as friends. Guys, do you believe this? This is a psyop. The question is, why are they psyoping us? Why are they trying to fool us? This is not some gimmick on YouTube. This is the Chinese government. They already played one of these gimmicks on us. It had to do with a worldwide, thing a couple of years ago. Now, we don't know who really were the ones behind it. Then we find out Klaus Schwab, which is a German, is demanding it so it wasn't started by the Chinese, but they used the Chinese to promote. Well, they use everything and everyone, but I want to show you something. Keep going down here. You see this picture. Dozens of sheep spent 12 days in a row. This is not true. This can't be possible. Okay, I would just say, fine, this is a stupid story, we'd move on, except the Chinese government's trying to get you to believe it. It's in the New York Post. They're promoting this hoax in the New York Post, the Chinese daily news agencies, and hold on, it doesn't end there. They got some scientists studying it now, right? Like it's a big deal. But you and I know that it's not good to kill your babies. Okay, but we got to debate that for 100 years here in America, even though nobody started off wanting it in the first place. Or how about we should sit there and debate for 40 years whether we should be transgenders? Well, now we're going to debate why sheep go round and round. Okay? Well, they don't, you see. And transgenderism was never a thing. But they want you to see this because why? There's got to be a reason. Well, it has to do with getting you to believe that there's some mysterious phenomenon going on and only the government has the solution, right? If you don't want to go round and round in circles like sheep, well, this is very symbolic because we are going around and around like sheep, right? What's the solution? Mankind just keeps following the leader. We're stupid sheep. We're supposed to be following the Lord Jesus and hear his voice, but we're not listening. We've been mesmerized. There's something wrong. There's a dis-ease. A dis-ease. You know, an illness that's going around and making all of us, the sheep, go around and around and around. And now the government's like, oh, we've identified you guys got a problem here. We're going to explain it to you in a parable that doesn't really, this is not a parable like Jesus gave, because Jesus always gave parables that were real. Like a farmer went out to sow some seed. But now the governments of the world are going to give us a parable. They're going to say, well, some sheep are over here and we know it's real. We got pictures of it. Okay, well, I didn't see, how many days? 12 days in a row? You didn't show me footage of that. I hardly believe it. But that's not the point, whether it happened or not. It doesn't really matter because the thing that happened is just a backdrop for something that they're trying to get across to us. And that is that something's wrong with the sheep. Something's wrong with the people. We're all going round and round. Now, if we were actual smart sheep, we'd go, wait a minute, we're not going round and round at all. Not normal sheep. Okay, but I see a bunch of sheep over there going round and round. We know what the problem is because they're following these Klaus Schwab and King Charles and Donald Trump and whoever else, right? And Elon Musk, it's the billionaires and Jeff Bezos and Billy the Gatekeeper and the worker. And we're all getting on there, getting all of our information, right? Snapping selfies. We went down to our basement. We opened the window. We jumped out. We did everything they told us to do. So what's the solution? Oh, well, it's probably going to be round around back again to the original solution. You must comply. Klaus Schwab. So it says this: the social behavior of sheep is dominated by flock mentality, but it's probably a mental illness, which controls the animal's movements and protects individuals from predators. See, what humans are doing, following Klaus Schwab and King Charles and the Donald Trump, Republican sweep of the House or whatever, what are we following? What are we believing in? Q, the military-industrial complex that John F. Kennedy warned us about? And Tesla? Oh, he just got all this crazy information like, space-time continuum machines, internet, alternating current, anti-gravity machines, all came from this little guy, this old wizzled up guy in some big skyscraper in New York City. It's a big fairy tale, a story about how we got all this great wisdom. They don't want you to know it came from Satan, right? It's a plan by the Ein Führer. So they want you to think a lot of things. They make up a lot of stories to get us all go around and around. Okay, that's what they're trying to do. So this is a big joke. It says the sheep had been moving in a nearly perfect circle since November 4th. And it's unclear whether they stopped to eat or drink or whether they were still moving in unison on Monday. Really? This is a big fat lie. Now, why would the New York Post even waste their time with this, or the news, or the daily news program out of China posting it, or all of this as though it's real, right? Because they want us all to start talking about it. But here's the problem. What they're not realizing is we're going to actually figure out what they're doing here. Okay, false flags aside, we're going to figure out why they want us to believe or hear this story. Perhaps in a few weeks they're going to say, oh, now the people are all wandering around like zombies out in the street. We don't know why. We don't know why. Well, we've been treating these sheep with certain medicines, sheep medicine, right? We've been giving it to them for about 2 years now. We told all the sheep to go down in their basements and, close the door and don't come out and get on their interweb and scroll for the rest of their life. And we went down there to find out what the sheep were doing. They're going round and round, doing everything we told them. Oh, man, what's the solution? Do more of what we tell you. Says the owner of the sheep, identified as Miss Maya, claimed the spooky sheep roundelay began with just a few animals before the rest of the flock joined in. Oh, I bet. Although there are 34 sheep pens at the farm, only the sheep in one of the pens, number 13, you're traveling in another dimension. Not a dimension of sight or sound, but a dimension of mind. Pen number 13, oh, we're all doomed now. It's an unlucky number on top of all this insanity. And they've been acting this way only in this pen number 13. Now that proves it right there. It's got to be the devil. All right, let's see. Look at the sheep going round and round. The Chinese state-run outlet. This is not a news agency. This is a Chinese government outlet that shared the eerie video. Assures the viewers there that the animals were healthy. Some have speculated. Why, there's all these speculations, and scientists and people in NASA now, and the president's got to join in, and the New York Post, and the Washington Times, and all Fox News and CNN will be on this soon. And some will speculate that the sheep's behavior could also be caused by a bacterial disease. That's what it is, friends. It's some sort of bacteria. And it just popped out of nowhere right now in the year 2022. Yeah. And so now Klaus Schwab is going to save you. Right? And all the Chinese and all the Americans and the Europeans, he's going to save you by taking away all your oil, your coal. You won't be allowed to burn firewood either, because that causes smoke, and that's bad. Okay? Now, we can't be allowing animals running around because they fart too much. And they'll cause all kinds of farting, right? And it'll ruin the world and keep the world too warm. We can't have peasants running around in these filthy oil-consuming vehicles, right? It's destroying the planet. The planet can only take so much pollution. So we're going to have to use these jets and these military rockets for war, okay? With all the rockets going up in the air, it's going to cause all this pollution. And we got to have a war. That's more important than you guys living and eating. In fact, that's the whole point of this, is if you guys will be good little sheep, then we can film you going around and around, and then we can study you under a microscope. Then we can medicate you, and then we could say, oh, here's the problem. We don't need animals running around eating the grass and farting, and you peasants are just a bunch of sheep. Well, if you don't believe it, look at, they're all running around in circles, and that's what you do, right? You did everything we told you, so therefore, this proves you shouldn't be here. You're causing global warming, you idiots, running around doing nothing, right? Doing everything you're told. We told you to do it. But now that you're doing it, you're just a bunch of sheep. And so therefore, you've proven that you don't really have any rights. You're just animals. You just do what you're told, right? So obviously, this has something to do with this illness that can be transmitted through contaminated food or soil or animal feces. It causes a wide range of symptoms, including depression, loss of appetite, fever, partial paralysis, and circling behavior. Oh my goodness. They're trying to be serious here. It's like this Tourette's, right? Everybody, they diagnosed like about 8 billion people now with Tourette's. People can't stop saying F-U-C-K-G-D, all this. They just can't. They can't stop. It's a disease. We're a bunch of sheep. We were told. We watched the propaganda. We listened. We did. We came, we saw, we conquered. Well, it's a behavior. And here's the symptoms. If you feel like depressed, it can't be the environment that we put you sheep in. It can't be the society that you're living in. It can't be all the medications we're giving you. You're just depressed because you're stupid. And loss of appetite? Well, I don't know if we're losing our appetites. They're still eating all those chips and pies and McDonald's burgers and all that. But, then there's the fever. Maybe that's because of all the food we ate from McDonald's. Partial paralysis. You see, that's always goes along with depression, right? Because you sit there in your chair in your house and you don't go outside and get exercise, and then you get partial paralysis. What does that mean? It means you can't get out of your chair anymore because you're too fat. And then you start circling. So it's called bipolar. It's another dis-ease. It means you're up and now you're down. Okay, this is a disease. If you ever feel like you're up and then you're down, okay, that's another disease. You sheep got a lot of diseases, right? Panic attacks. Every time you get scared, that's another disease. Oh, Dave, you don't understand. These panic attacks are different than just being scared. Yeah, because we're in a different kind of world where we're really scared because they're really killing us, right? I get it. Don't you worry. I get it. Oh, look at that. Mr. Sasquatch, he's very friendly with raccoons. Okay, did we miss something here? So, I don't know, guys. But I think something funny's going on here. I don't think that these sheep right there, I don't think that this is all on the up and up. I think that they're playing with us. This has got to be some kind of psyop. Now, it seems kind of weird that just this little post in the New York Times, when's it dated? Okay, November 21st, 2022. So this is very recent. And I'm so glad that the government has let us know that there are sheep mysteriously going around and around in circles. And the government's on it, and that makes me feel a lot better about it, because knowing that Klaus Schwab, Ein Führer, is working on the problem, and he's now determined that this condition that the sheep have is spreading, okay? The sheep are all doing it all around the world, and we know what the problem is. It's us, okay? We're causing your problem. We're making you stupid, okay? We're giving you medications because you got a disease called stupid. There you go. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And please spread the love. May the Lord bless you. Have a good one.